This is a little pay calculation program that uses two functions. We use a function to calculate the base pay and a function to calculate overtime pay. Now we also use three constants over here. As far as base hours is concerned, I think it's universally accepted that a full work week is 40 hours. And what you see a lot too is overtime multiplier as a time and a half. I'm not so sure of this. I would probably put this in a variable and put this in the main function or wherever it's being used. But for now we'll just keep it over here. But since this can change quite a bit and quite frequently, I would probably not use this as a constant. But here we also see how the use of functions simplifies this program. We have over here our variables, the hours, the base pay, overtime pay, total pay. We ask for the number of hours and we calculate the base pay based on those hours. And then if the hours are greater than the base hours, then we also do a call to calc overtime pay and we put that in the overtime pay. Then we're simply going to add over here the base pay and the overtime pay, and that's the total pay, and then over here we just display it to the user. If we look at the calculation functions over here we use hours worked instead of hours, and again it's easier if you keep the names the same, but you don't have to. We do have to declare a base pay over here because we're going to send that back as a double at the end. If the hours worked is greater than base hours, then you take the base hours and multiply that by the pay rate. Otherwise, if it's less than or equal to the base hours, then you just multiply the hours worked and the pay rate to get your base pay. For the calculation of the overtime pay, since we want to return the overtime pay as a double, we have to define it over here, unless it would be part of the parameter list, but it doesn't always make a whole lot of sense to send an empty number there. And it's just going to add to the parameter list, so it's easier to just add it over here. And since this is overtime pay, if the hours worked is more than the base hours, then we're going to calculate the overtime pay here, including the overtime multiplier. If we don't have any overtime, we just say that overtime pay is 0, and we return the value as a double here. But you can see how easy it makes it to understand the main flow of the program over here, and it also makes it easier to build in some extra things over here or do some extra checking. You could think of do we want to have this as greater than or equal, anyway, using functions really helps to make the main function more understandable.